Hi, welcome or welcome back. So the end of the year is quickly approaching. It is currently, as I'm filming this, December 28th. I've already completed the reading goal that I set at the beginning of this year. I am currently at 93 books and it would just irk me so bad if I didn't hit 100 books when I am this close. However, I'm down to the wire because I have the rest of today, which is the 28th. I have the 29th, 30th, and the 31st. So it's not impossible, but it's not going to be easy. So I'm going to do this little bit of an end of the year challenge to get myself up to 100 books read this year and document it and see if I can do it. So since I'm just kind of hunkering down today, I did make a trip over to Trader Joe's. I've got a snack haul. So I've got Crunchy Curls. They're basically just like puffy curl chips. Pink Lady apple chips, dried Atolfo mangoes, milk chocolate peanut butter cups, and spice cider for a cozy beverage for tonight. And then as far as book choice goes, I've been reading this little novella series called the Christmas Kisses and Cookie Crumbs series. It's just cute little Christmas novellas. I've already read 2 of them so far and I'm on the 3rd. It's Saint Nick and Me Are Meant to Be by Tammy Deeren. And this is like a fake dating one, so I think I'm gonna eat this one up. So I'm gonna get all cozied up and let's get to reading. So like this is kind of cute. So basically this one revolves around 2 people, Cyan and Reed. Cyan just found out that her boyfriend of however long, I don't think she really says, was cheating on her. And she goes to the airport. She's talking to her sister on the phone, be like, I can't believe he did that. Now everyone's gonna be trying to set me up with some guy, blah, 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 blah. She's dreading it, you know, single person probs. Reed is also at the airport. He overhears her. He just so happens to be going to the same place. He actually owns the cottages or the cabins that she's staying at. And he's like somewhat interested in her, but he's nervous that if he makes a move and she finds out that he's rich, that she's just gonna kick him to the curb. And he kind of saved her in the airport because her ex showed up and was just like, I'm going with you to Christmas with your family, even though she literally caught him cheating and she broke up with him. But like, okay, go off. And Reed steps in and saves her, and it's just like, actually, I'm her man. I'm going to Christmas with her. It was cringe, but it was cute. So it's evening out. It's fine. Okay, back to it. I just finished Saint Nick and Me Are Meant to Be. Super cute. Loved it. I liked it a lot more than I thought I was going to. But also for me, can't go wrong with fake dating. Honestly. I thought both Sienna and Reed were super cute, and I think that they go really well together. I was getting a little bit annoyed with how much they kept saying, it can never work out between us. There's no way that they're into me, all that kind of stuff, when all they had to do was like have a conversation. It was just, they only just recently met and they both felt awkward about having the conversation when both of them wanted to be with each other. So they were just a little bit nervous, and that's fine. Like I can get behind that one. But I think what really solidified it for me that I really enjoyed this book was both of them staying up all night to do things to make the other person happy. Like she stayed up all night trying to make these brownies that were his mom's recipe, and he gets up and he goes at midnight, finds this sporting goods store manager, makes him go to the store so that he can buy her ice skates to finish checking off her Christmas bucket list. Ugh, it's just so cute. It's definitely the favorite one that I've read so far in this little mini series. The next one is Madeline's Mistletoe Meet Cute. So I think I'm just gonna jump right into that one. Let's go. chapter 5, and basically what's going on is we are following Maddie and Duffy. Maddie calls herself a covert cookie baker, I guess. She has like an online business for it, and she's offered an opportunity to bake a bunch of cookies for like this charity thing up in North Pole, Alaska. But the other thing about her is that she's also a virtual assistant for this grumpy corporate type man. You know what I mean? Which brings us to Duffy. Duffy is our Scrooge. He's our grumpy man. And he just so happens to be from North Pole, Alaska. And the thing about it is, Maddie, in her virtual assistant stuff, she goes by 00M, which is kind of an homage to James Bond, 007, all that stuff. Like, she's a big fan of that. So he doesn't know her name, what she looks like, what she sounds like. All of their communication is through text or email. And same for her. She doesn't know really much of who he is, what he does. She just knows that he's a CEO of this company. And I think she knows his more formal name, but all of his friends and family call him Duffy. And so now they're both in North Pole, Alaska, both single. A lot of stuff's gonna go down, basically. And thoughts so far, it's cute, but I'm kind of getting cringed out a little bit by how much Christmas jargon is in this one. Out of all of the other books in this series so far, this one is the most cringy Christmas stuff. Like, they're both at this holiday, like, Christmas party thing that Duffy's mom invited her to because they cross paths in, like, this market. They're both there. Their eyes lock across the room. And Maddie goes, "There's a jingle inside me." Girl. So it's, like, cringing me out a little bit, but their interactions before being in North Pole were really funny. Like, they made me giggle for sure. So I'm hoping that there's going to be some banter, some plot, all that stuff that will balance out the cringe. But honestly, right now, I just can't get past all of the Christmas jargon. I can't. I can't. And that's why I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to read all of these back to back to back to back, because it's stuff like this that make me go, like, it's just too sweet for me, and I can only handle so much of that. So I'm gonna keep reading until I can't stand it anymore, and then we'll come back. Okay, so just a little bit ago, I finished the Madeline's Mistletoe Meet Cute. I think that's what it's called. I already returned it to Kindle Unlimited. The overwhelming Christmas theme was just really getting to me. I could not deal. I couldn't do it. We're on to picking the next one. So I think I want to grab a physical book from my physical TBR, and I already pulled a few options. They're all over the place. I was mostly just going based off of page count and the types of books that I would probably be able to get through quickly. So the first one is Reminders of Him by Colleen Hoover. Was a book that's on my December TBR, like the My Name Chooses Mine December TBR thing. That's why she's in the mix. Then I've got Brother. I've heard really, really great things about this book. I've just never read a horror book, and I'm scared. But I really want to read it. Then we've got Assistant to the Villain. Again, heard amazing things about this. Also heard that it's very fast paced, very easy to get through. And that's what this video is all about. I've got The Most Wonderful Crime of the Year. And the only person that I've seen say anything about this so far is Destiny. And I think she gave it like a 4 stars. Then I've got The Ministry of Time. And then the last one is Daisy Jones and the Six. I feel like I'd be able to get through this one pretty quickly because I think it's just like mostly interview style. I'm not sure what criteria I'm looking for in my next pick other than something that I feel like I would want to read all day tomorrow while I'm in a car. I think I want something cute and fun. So we've narrowed it down to 2. Ooh, this says it's like Knives Out and it's like a rom-com twist. I'm just gonna do it. I'm just gonna stick with the Christmas theme. What can I do? I'm just a girl. But I am gonna keep all of these over to the side as my top picks for the remainder of this video. So more than likely, at least one other of these books is going to be selected in this video. Do not fret. Well, maybe fret just a little bit. The Most Wonderful Crime of the Year. Yep. Okay, hi again. So I did not get to read much yesterday at all. So all day today, well, that's a lie. For a lot of this afternoon, I've been reading The Most Wonderful Crime of the Year to try and catch up. I am on chapter 34, 45% through, and my Kindle says I have about 4 hours and 15 minutes left. So the plan is I'm just going to hunker down and just read the rest of this book tonight. And then tomorrow, the last day of the year, I'm gonna have to read 4 books. So, novellas. Those are going to be my saving grace. But as far as thoughts go for this book, I think it's really cute. I'm really enjoying it. The little synopsis wasn't lying at all when it gives like Knives Out vibes. Basically, we are following Maggie, and she is an author, but she's one that just doesn't believe in herself. She's had a lot of trauma and betrayals in her life, and she just feels very disconnected from who she is and what she wants to do. And her rival in the author industry, publishing industry, they both get invited to this other author's house, which just happens to be Maggie's favorite author since she was like 13 years old. And they're there with a bunch of other people. One of the other people is another author, but then everyone else is like friends and family. And at some point, this famous author, Eleanor, she goes missing. And Maggie and her arch nemesis, her rival, Ethan, love him by the way. They're the only ones that are really trying to figure out what happened to Eleanor. And then all this other crazy stuff is happening, but I'm just having the best time. It's definitely making me giggle. It's definitely fast-paced, short chapters for the win. So I'm hoping that I'll be able to just sit and focus and just read. I'm probably gonna make some coffee for myself, even though I think it's past 5 o'clock at this point. But I need to finish this book tonight, or I'm gonna be struggling so bad tomorrow. But just wanted to give a little bit of an update before I just go full reading mode on this to try and sprint to the finish. So I might get a snack, or I might make dinner and then gonna get back to this. Okay. Food. That was really good. I'll talk about it in the morning when I'm more awake. Good night. Good morning. It is a new day in the same sweatshirt. Leave me alone. It's a holiday. Last night I finished The Most Wonderful Crime of the Year. I really enjoyed this book. It was funny. It was fast paced. And honestly, the end really got me. The entire time I was trying to figure out and put all of the puzzle pieces together, the way that everything happened, I didn't guess it at all. Probably my favorite holiday read ever, like Christmas holiday read. This was so unique and so fun. But if you like Knives Out, if you liked the Inheritance Game series, you would love this. You would love this. And the fact that this book almost made me cry at the very end, I wasn't expecting that. So last night I actually had enough energy to pick and start my next read. And all these holiday reads that I've been covering in this video have all just been very cutesy, very wholesome, and I need spice I'm getting sugar overload from how sweet everything is. I need some spice to even everything out. So on Kindle Unlimited, there was A Very Stalker Christmas by Layla Faye. At this present moment, I am eating it up. I read a little bit last night. I've read some this morning. I am currently on chapter 7. It says I'm 46% of the way through. So this one's going to be a quick one. So in this one, we're following Emma and Logan and their neighbors. Emma is just kind of a salt of the earth kind of person, just very genuine, very sweet, very thoughtful, very wholesome, very demure. Like, she's constantly saving animals and helping people, helping homeless people, all that stuff. Like, she is a literal angel. And then we have Logan. He is our stalker. But the interesting thing that adds some layers to him is that he is a military vet, and he went through something very traumatic when he was in the military that caused him to now be mute. And the point I'm at in this book is they just met, like, in person. Like, he's been stalking her for months at this point, like breaking into her house and giving her gifts, cleaning her house, all those things. And she is assuming that it's like some homeless person or someone that she's helped in the past. And she's not creeped out by it at all. Which is like, girl, be for real. I hear like the slightest creak in my house and I think a murderer is here. Like, if someone was in my house, moving my stuff, leaving gifts, I would be out lickety split. You will never see me move so fast in my entire life. But right now, she just kind of caught him in her house. She was asleep. She said his name in her sleep because she was dreaming about him because he's super cute. And he thought that she spotted him, and so he ran. And then she immediately called him and was like, someone was in my house, I'm so scared. And then he came right back over. So that's where we're at right now. But I'm probably just gonna sit here with my coffee and just finish this one up. My Kindle says I have about an hour left, so let's knock this one out. That's a lot. Oh. So I was going to get up and I was going to set up my phone on my tripod and all of that for my update that I'm doing right now. But I have a Milo that is half asleep on my lap. And I would have felt way too bad about getting up to do that. So we're doing it here. So I finished A Very Stalker Christmas. I liked it. I thought that it was cute for like a stalker romance. You can only get so cute, but this one was cute. I really liked Logan. They did go into a little bit what happened and why he was mute, and honestly it makes sense. And the more that you hear from Emma and just her point of view from everything that was happening in her house, what Logan was doing for her, she was like, oh, this person just cares so much for me. They're doing my laundry, getting groceries, they're cleaning my house, they're giving me presents. They just care so much for me. I still would have been running for the hills. I don't care how clean you make my house. I don't care how many gifts you give me. A stalker in my house, no go. I will move. I will change my name. I don't care. It freaks me out. But she's not me and she liked it, so good on her. So now, after finishing that one, I only have 3 more books to read. And today is December 31st. Happy New Year's Eve. And last night when I was searching for novellas and everything, because I was just kind of over like the super wholesome stuff like I mentioned earlier, and I just Googled like novellas on Kindle Unlimited, and this one popped up and I was like, I've been wanting to get into that series for a while, and this is the perfect excuse. So I downloaded That One Night by Emily Rath. It is a prequel to the Pucking Around series. I'm going to start That One Night. I'm going to see how fast I can read this. Also, completely unrelated, Wicked is now available to purchase on Prime Video. You know I already bought it, and it's going to be my reward to watch it in the comfort of my own home after I get to 100 bucks in this video. The stakes are high. They're not that high. I've already watched it 3 times, but it's fine. But I'm going to go ahead and get into That One Night. finished that one night. I am obsessed. I'm so ready to jump into that universe. Their chemistry, their connection, and the way that they communicate, oh my god. So we are following Rachel and Jake, and they're both in Seattle for prior family commitments. He was going to meet up with his sister, and she was there for her brother's wedding. And they both are at this bar. They meet up. They decide, hey, you're hot, I'm hot, let's go to the room. Neither of them ever gave any information on who they are. Like, they don't know each other's names. They refer to each other as mystery girl and mystery boy, and they go into this basically just hoping for like a one night stand. It's like, this is a sucky trip for both of them, mostly because she got some bad news and his sister wasn't able to make it to meet up with him. So they're like, let's make the most of it. We're never gonna see each other again. You don't even need to know my name. Well, throughout all of this, their energy and their vibes just mesh so well. He's such a golden retriever, but like a dominant golden retriever. Love that. And she is very much like a perfectionist, trying to prove things to herself and to the people around her. I love that combination. It was just perfect. I'm 100% going to be picking around at the beginning of next year, which is tomorrow. I don't know if I'm going to pick it up tomorrow. We'll see. I'm getting through these novellas. It's going good, but I'm not going to lie, my eyes are getting very tired. Or just like, I'm getting very tired. Both. But I went ahead and looked on TikTok for other people's recommendations for novellas on Kindle Unlimited. What novellas do you recommend? What did you love? Because I just want to read good things. My bar was set really, really low at the beginning of this. It's like, I just want to read books and just check them off a list and get to 100. But now I'm wanting to read quality stuff, good stories that are going to enthrall me, I guess. Because if I don't do that, then I'm going to get myself into a book slump, and that is a really crappy way to start the new year. So I went through a few different videos, and one woman was just raving about this book. She said that her entire book club loved this book, and it's a genre that I have not dipped my toes into, and I'm very excited. It's called Thrum by Meg Smitherman. It's marketed as a sci-fi horror romance. I read some of the reviews and it looks like something that I might enjoy, and as someone that has never read any sort of horror or anything before, I feel like this could be a good start into it. So Thrum is next on the list, but I am gonna order food because I'm hungry, and you know, keep reading because that's what this entire video is. Yep. Okay. We're starting on this ship that's in space, and the main character that we're following, her name is Ami. I don't know, Ami is how it's spelled. I'm just gonna say Amy. And she and the entire crew on this ship that they call the Pioneer were kind of in an induced coma, like frozen asleep for the trip across the galaxy. She wakes up, the rest of her crew does not, so she's all alone. And when she wakes up, a lot of weird stuff is happening on her ship, and she ends up on this alien ship, and this alien has taken the name of Dorian Gray, after the book character, of course. And Amy is just on his ship now. That's as far as we've gotten. There have been a couple of points that make me go, whoo, what's gonna happen? I don't know if it's just because I'm so tired and my eyes are so tired from reading so many words today that I'm just skimming at this point. And I'm just going through the motions. I'm on chapter 5, 31% through, and my Kindle says I have about an hour and 46 minutes left of reading. It's like 3 p.m.-ish right now. I think I might have to find like crazy short novella options. My brain is not braining right now. Let's see. I heard about this one. It's called 2 Scoops of Hellfire. It says it has 21 pages. So I think I'm gonna start this one. I'm gonna leave the space alien horror thing for either after this one, so I can just knock something off the list and just know that I only have 1 book left, or just wait until I actually feel like reading it. Because I feel like it's gonna be good. But I'm gonna knock this one out real fast. I was about to say lickety split, but I think I already said that once in this video, so not gonna do that again. Okay. So I finished 2 Scoops of Hellfire. It was so short, so fast. The only things that I heard about it going into it was that it involved a demon and baking. Baking was a very, very small portion of that story. It was like all smut, which I'm fine with. I just wasn't expecting it. It's like 1 second we're in the kitchen baking, trying to figure out how to make these cupcakes, and then we're in the shower. I am about to read book 100, and I did a little bit of digging. I think I found the book that I want to end everything off on, and that is The Gift by Freida McFadden. I love Freida McFadden's books. I can usually guess what's going to happen because she just picks something that's way out in left field, and it's just like, this is where she's wanting people to think, but I know that that's not what's going to happen. I still really enjoy them. This is just a little short story. I'm assuming Christmas related. It might not be. I don't know. But I am very excited to read it. And after this one, I will have read 100 books this year. So I'm going to read The Gift. It's a little bit after 4 right now. I don't think this will take me very long because I think it's like 50 pages or less. And this is going to be the last book that I read in 2024. That's crazy. Okay, let's get into it. So it's Christmas Eve. We're in this diner. Our main girl, Stella, she has a little bit of a dilemma. She does not have a Christmas present for her husband. It's their first Christmas together as a married couple. So cute. And she's just sitting in the diner waiting for her shift to be over. She's trying to figure out what she can get him. And her co-worker, co-waitress friend, Bessie, they're both waiting for the shift to end. They're waiting on people to leave, and they look over and they see this woman over in a booth, and they're like, did anyone help her? Like, did she eat at all? Did anyone wait on her? And no one had. So they both go over. They think the woman is dead. Bessie's reaching for the woman's purse because she has no moral compass and was going to get money from her. The woman just revives, and turns out that she owns this pawn shop and offered to help Stella get a present for her husband, and Bessie's telling her, no, don't go, don't worry about it. Obviously Stella's going to the shop. And the last line of chapter 2 is, what's the worst that could happen? There's a lot, and we're about to get into that. I'm on chapter 3, 35% through. We're rocking and rolling. We're moving. So I just finished The Gift by Freida McFadden. It was super fast. I was not expecting it to be that fast. It was just very weird and like kind of eerie. Like a little bit ago, I gave you kind of the synopsis on what this was revolving around, or at least at the very beginning. And after I did my little synopsis here, I had maybe 30-ish pages left. And there was a twist that I did not see coming. Like at all. Even though it was so short, it packed a punch, but not completely absurd way. Like it was crazy, but I've read crazier. And that wraps up reading for 2024. I have officially read 100 books this year. Yeah, I was doing a bit of a sprint at the end here, and earlier today I was saying how I was going to focus on quality over quantity. I will read Thrum, or whatever that sci-fi one is. I will be reading that because I'm very intrigued by it. Just today was not the day. I was not messing around because I needed to get the books read to hit 100 so I can watch Wicked. But that is it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. I really appreciate you watching this video and watching me suffer through the last few books to get to 100. I'm gonna go enjoy my New Year's Eve. Happy New Year to everyone. I'm gonna go watch Wicked, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!